Welcome back, everybody, to the Cake Eaters Avalanche podcast. I'm Blue. He's Blake. There's one more day until hockey returns, too, for the Avs. But, yeah. So, today we did our little division entire league preview last podcast. If you haven't checked that out, go check that out. And today we're going to be doing our Avs specific one. So there's no real news. Oh, there is news. There is news. The Avs claimed Ivan Prosvetov off of waivers from the
He's
Arizona
not too
Coyotes.
bad.
No, he's not.
Coyotes just have good goalies.
Yeah, that's the sign. Is that if you get a goalie from the Coyotes, he's probably going to be pretty good.
Yeah, no, Prosvetov's good. He's played against the Avs a few times, and he's always played well.
No, except that one time.
Well, that was like his very first time doing it. And he was like a child, so
that game was chaos, anyways. So, but yeah, it seemed, and they did send Jussi Sananen down. Riley Tufte cleared waivers, and those two are down with the Eagles now. They also got Caleb Jones on the Eagles, which really doesn't make sense because they don't have space for another defenseman.
It's really stupid.
Maybe they're just gonna steal him.
Hopefully they just trade for him.
Carolina's gonna be like, "Oh, we're gonna call him up," but they're just gonna be like, "No, sorry."
Yeah. But I don't know. I honestly am of the opinion. I mean, we'll get to this. I am of the opinion that Jack Johnson can be your number 6
until the deadline.
I
don't really care.
The rest of the team is so good that if there's like 2 injuries to the back end and he's all of a sudden your number 4, it's also fine. That's fine. You can win games with that.
We saw it last
year a lot. Yeah. They did it the year. They won 17 games in a row at home with Jack Johnson as their 4 or 5.
I think the problem is that people kind of like be like, oh, well, Jack Johnson doesn't contribute any offense. He doesn't need to, brother.
Doesn't have to.
You think in a world on a decor filled with Bowen Byram, Devon Taves, Cale Makar, if Josh Manson produces like he has in his time in Colorado, you think they need Jack Johnson to do anything?
Yeah, and don't forget Sam Girard too, who's just a 50-point guy.
Just another guy.
They have 4 50-plus point defensemen, or at least the pace, and then they have Josh Manson, who's about a half point per game with the Avs in his career. So
yeah,
they don't need Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson only needs to give his traditional goal a year. He has to give 1 goal a year. That's all anybody cares about.
Yeah, he just can't blow the game.
Yep.
Which he's pretty good at. He's pretty good at not doing that. So
it's true. All right. So I don't think there's anything else. Let's touch on. I mean the everything was finalized today. I mean the only other NHL news is that. Well, I mean the only thing that there's a few. It's one thing that tangentially relates to the Avs is AJ Greer got claimed from Boston to Calgary. It doesn't really matter, but also Lassie Thompson got claimed back by Ottawa because obviously.
Yeah, and I put him back, and obviously he must have sucked.
Well, even if he sucked, he's like super young. Like their entire team sucks.
But maybe he sucked like really bad.
He must have. I don't know. Or maybe they were like, we like these younger defensemen more that we actually have, and we'd rather play them instead of this guy that we. I don't know. So whatever. It was very weird. And then Vegas put a guy back, but I guess he didn't get claimed back.
Denisenko. I don't know.
I didn't hear anything about him, but and then Hellebuck and Scheifele both got matching extensions. So
that was pretty big news because I thought Hellebuck was going to get like $10 million from someone else.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by that.
In free agency after he got traded or something.
Right.
And then Scheifele, yeah, that's about right. Just the rest of his career. That'll be his deal.
Yep.
So
all right, we can get into the Avs.
Surprised
So
though that Bucky was like, yeah, I'm just
oh,
gonna stick it out with Winnipeg.
yeah, I wonder if he just liked the deals they made this summer. I don't know. I have literally no clue what he's thinking, or maybe they're like, I mean, it's a good deal for the goalie of his caliber that it's tradable. Like it's not, but usually when you sign a big contract like that, it's a kind of like you're intending to stay at the place.
Yeah.
So, oh, and I also don't know about like trade details or whatever. Anyways, we can talk about the Avs now. So to start this off, I have a few. We're gonna do a little bit of this or that. I have a few this or that's for you.
Ooh,
So,
fun.
all right. So who do you think ends up with more 5v5 goals? Arturi Lehkonen or Val Nichushkin?
Nichushkin.
I think Nichushkin.
Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be super close, but I don't think it's gonna be like a blowout. I would say Nichushkin beats him by like 5 or 6.
Yeah, Nichushkin had a bit of a struggle scoring 5v5 goals last year, but
If he's got his speed back, he's gonna score a lot of 5v5 goals.
yeah, exactly. I think I would agree. The only reason for maybe a little bit of like the reason one might think Lehkonen is that maybe he spends more time with McKinnon. So yeah, that is something that I think will be weird going forward because when Mikko was out, they kind of switched up the forward lines a little bit, but now they seem to have switched them back.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. What do you think about that current second line of Lehkonen, Johansson, Nichushkin?
We'll see how it goes. But I don't think Nichushkin and Lehkonen are great together.
No.
Never really have been, and I don't know. Maybe he just wants hard workers with Johansson, who's not much of one. I mean,
yeah,
he is, but it's just a little different.
I think Bednar might be going a little bit like he's trying to cushion him too much a little bit.
Yeah, I think he only needs one of them.
Yeah, so personally, we went to that one practice and we saw they were doing Johansson and Lehkonen together a lot.
I would do Lehkonen, McKinnon, Drouin, and then put
really?
Mikko with Nichushkin and Johansson. Yeah.
I don't know if Lehkonen and Johansson really have chemistry. I think I wouldn't mind snook up with Drouin.
Yeah, same. But I just think McKinnon and Lehkonen are so good together. That's just like,
okay, all right.
Just do it. Just do it.
I can see that.
Okay.
Okay.
And last year, Mikko and Nichushkin were so good together. So like, why mess with it, right?
Right.
You're playing both lines 20 minutes anyway. Like
it should like all even out. You just have to find the right combinations. Okay. And then what do I have next here? All right. Who do you think has a higher shooting percentage this year? Jonathan Drouin or Nathan McKinnon?
I'm going to say McKinnon. I think he'll shoot. It's honestly like him just year to year. It's been around 9 to 10%. But I'll say he shoots 10%. I'll say Drouin shoots like 8%.
You think Drouin shoots 8%? So it's actually
Drouin only scores probably like 15 goals.
Only 15. Okay. All right.
But then I think he'll have like 40 assists. So
really, I thought maybe you'd go a little bit higher. You don't think he's cracking 60 points?
I think he'll hover right around there.
Okay.
60. I think it's going to be anywhere between like 15 to 18 goals, and then he'll fill out the rest with assists to 60 around there.
Yeah. So back in 18-19, he had 18 goals and 35 assists. I feel like that's kind of maybe add a few more assists onto that.
Yeah. I feel like playing with McKinnon though, you're just like going to get more assists.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like he's going to have trouble beating goalies, so most of his goals are going to be like freebies.
Yeah, we saw in the preseason he's not the best at scoring goals.
Yeah, he's just got he just doesn't have that very good. He just doesn't have a very good shot.
Yeah. No, there was the one timer he took.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching practice the other day, and it was just an optional thing. And him and McKinnon were just ripping pucks over and over, and like McKinnon was easily shooting it 20 miles an hour harder. Like,
Oh yeah. No, for sure. I think.
like you'd watch McKinnon shoot, and you'd be like, "Oh my god!" And then you'd watch Druin shoot, and you'd be like,
Hmm.
"Thought I could push a puck farther with my tongue."
Who's got a better shot, Jonathan Drouin or Sam Girard?
Okay, that's still Druin.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it takes a little bit of talent to shoot from the point. I feel like maybe give Sam like a bit of credit there.
for hitting shin pads.
Well, I mean, he makes it through sometimes. like the 6 times a year where he scores a goal, he's usually that's when his shots aren't blocked.
Or the 6 times that he doesn't hit a shin pad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, who plays more games this year, Ryan Johansson or Miles Wood?
I'm tempted to say Miles Wood just because Rajo has a history of injury problems, but in my ideal world, it would be Rajo for sure.
You think?
Mm-hmm.
So
I
here's the
think Wood
interest.
gets scratched. My hot take is I think Wood gets scratched for a few games because of bad play.
I think maybe
And
penalties
penalty
get him
problems.
that. One thing I think that actually I learned this earlier today. Ryan Johansson hasn't missed more than 10 games in his career outside of last year. Not once has he missed more than 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I'll say I hope Rajo plays more, but I probably would.
Probably would.
Yeah.
Okay. That might be a little bit of a spicy take. Woods
I
also
don't know. I
had
just
his
hope everyone
share
plays
of
82 games
problems.
and is fully healthy all year. How's that? Except
Yep,
Georgiev. He can play 55.
Yeah. Give that man a rest. Okay. Who do you think finishes with more goals, Thomas Tatar or Ross Colton?
Ooh, that's a really good one. I'm going to say Ross Colton because I feel like Ross Colton's about to score like 25, 30 goals.
Really?
Yeah. And then I think Tatar scored like between 17 to 23, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's kind of the sweet spot. I wonder if how because I know especially with Devon Taves on the power play, he really just likes he just goes back and forth between his two forwards on the wing. He doesn't really try and do a lot of like seam passes or anything or like move down at all. So I wonder if he's going to be able to feed Colton on the one timer a lot.
I don't know if Colton will be there. I mean, Colton might be in front of the net. They might put Tatar over there.
Yeah,
We saw it like they didn't have Colton over there much in the preseason, so I don't know.
which is kind of weird. I don't.
But I would just set him up over there and just let him rip one timers, or be
Yeah,
the goal line guy. But that sounds like it's going to be Nichushkin. So
yeah. I feel
maybe
like
over there.
really I would put Nichushkin on the first power play unit. I think he's a little.
I would. I wouldn't. I don't like his passing below the goal line. It's just not the best.
I
He
think he's
doesn't
better
always.
in tight than Lehkonen because he's a bigger body and he's.
I don't know. I feel like it's just not creative enough from Val. And Lehkonen is as good of
But
a puck
it's not
retriever with a
really
less
creative
skilled.
from Lehkonen either. He's not really that
Yeah, but
skilled.
it's not like he's
Okay.
messing up. Like Nichushkin messes up a lot
I feel like
with
I don't know.
just like bad passes.
I feel like Nichushkin has been pretty solid there. I just think he's
I don't
a
know.
little bit more. I just like him as a better option there as a bigger body, and I mean, I don't know how hot of a take it is, but I mean, he's probably more skilled than Lehkonen is.
I would definitely say so. I just don't like him on the power play as much as Lehkonen. Like
I guess
I just think Lehkonen's good on the power play.
I just like Nuke's shot more. So if they rotate, like if as like if like things come and like they're rotating during a play, I think
Sure.
Nuke is in a better situation. Anyways, okay, so I got a few more here.
Lekkonen's power play is 56%, and Bounds is 69%. So yeah,
Nice.
but pretty similar. Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But Val's stuff went down last year.
Really?
With his skating, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, he wasn't quite the same when he got back from injury. He started the season so good though. Yeah, okay. What else do I got here? All right. Who do you think finishes the season with more points? Nathan McKinnon or Cale Makar?
Nathan McKinnon. I think Nathan McKinnon's going to score 130 points.
Really?
Yeah. I do.
Any reason for that? Just vibes?
I think he's going to shoot. I think he's going to average 6.5 shots on goal every game. I think he's going to shoot. Actually, I'll say he shoots 11%. He'll get a little tick up. I think he's going to score 52 goals.
52.
And I think he's going to have 80 assists.
80 assists. Good Lord.
For 132 points.
That's a lot. What's I wonder, I haven't looked. What's the Avs record for assists in a season?
It's Peter Forsberg.
Do you know how many it is?
I believe it was in the 80s.
Let's see here. It's loading. Yep, 86.
Yeah.
His season last year, he had 69 assists. That was third all time in Avs history. So,
and 69 assists in how many games did he play? 71.
Yes.
So 69 divided by 71 times 82. So that would have been 80 assists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you just think he just either
I think
stays healthy.
Will be about the same.
Okay.
Maybe even a little bit better
goals.
if he misses a few games. And I think he'll score more goals.
Yeah. Okay. I can see it. Okay. Who ends up with more points this year, Bowen Byram or Devontae's?
Devontae's. I also think Devontae's is due for a bounce back.
His goals total was pretty far down.
And I think his assists will go up a little too.
The thing is, I think it's interesting is Bo put up 10 goals last year without playing like quarterbacking a power play, really at all.
Yeah, he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in fact pretty fucking good. Okay, and then I got a few more. All right, who has a better face-off percentage, Ryan Johansson or Thomas Tatar?
Joan Hansen.
Joan Hansen.
Let
me see. What are theirs? So
I feel like Joan is going to have like a 60% face-off year.
Really? He was 59% last year, so
yeah.
He's a career 53%. Ross Colton is 52%. But he's also got a lot smaller of a little time frame there. Okay, and then all right. Last one. Let me think of a good one for the last. Well, good one for the last one.
I've got one. More points, Mikko Rantanen or Cale Makar?
Mikko Rantanen or Cale Makar. I'm inclined. I don't know.
Because I didn't touch on Cale and what I think he's going to do.
Yeah, I think Cale might hit 100 this year, but I don't know. The thing with Mikko that's so interesting is that he had a pretty high shooting percentage last year, but his on-ice shooting percentage also was a lot further down because he spent an entire month playing with Charles Hudon and JT Compher.
And Alex Newink.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it'll be Cale because I don't think Mikko will play a full 82 this year. I hope he does.
Well, that's sad.
he
Again,
like
predicting injuries.
I
It's
don't
just
I don't think I think like maybe they go towards the end of the year and like he's like maybe sits a game or something or
sure.
something like that.
Yeah. No, I think he's due for. I think he's due for. I mean, I think he'll just continue what he's been doing for his whole career.
Mikko, yeah, I think Mikko might. I'd be actually. I think Mikko might get close to as many assists as Nate has.
Yeah, I mean, he had to score a lot of goals last year. No one really passed the puck to, so you definitely see some assists coming his way.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. Yeah, and I feel like everybody just kind of forgets what a good playmaker he is.
For sure. Yeah, he's a really good playmaker.
Um,
Especially when he's playing with Nate, those two.
Yeah, exactly.
Just make plays for each other.
All right, so Miles Woods from Buffalo. Look at that. All right, now what do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about expectations for players? We want to.
Yeah, I think we could go through here.
Okay.
So we know the 13 forwards. We know Curtis McDermott is going to sit, and we know that it's going to be Olofsson as the 4C, LOC, and Cogliano. Cogliano should be ready for
Yeah,
Wednesday night.
Probably.
Yeah. And then that'll be the fourth line. Third line will probably be Colton, Wood, Tatar. Second line will probably be Lehkonen, Rajo, Nichushkin. First line will probably be Drew and McKinnon, Rantanen. So I think it's really good. It's a lot better than last year.
It's kind of crazy.
Kind of go line by line if you'd like.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of people have been like, yeah, well, I don't know if the Avs really got better after last year. And I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, if you recall, to last fall, if you recall, the Avalanche were winning games with Andrew Cogliano, JT Compher, and Logan O'Connor as their second line. It was their second line.
Yeah.
And what were they doing? They were just winning. They were just winning games.
Just winning.
Yeah. So now that that's their fourth line, little downgrade from Compher to Olofsson. I think it's fair to say that, they're better. And like that, if that's your fourth line and they're playing 8 to 10 minutes a night, like you just love it because LOC is going to have juice. Cogliano, while he probably won't get a ton of 5v5 time, is going to be good on your PK.
Yeah.
A good guy, just balls to the wall every shift, right?
It's a good energy guy.
Right. He's not going to score 10 goals again like he did last year. I bet he sits at around 4 or 5. And then in the middle, you have Olofsson, who I loved when he was with Dallas, just noticing him in the playoffs, creating like every game. He got a point, I think, every preseason game he played. The guy's good. He's going to bring a little bit of offense to those guys.
He's a good player.
And it's going to be different than Ben Myers or Alex Newhook, who we saw in between them. It's going to be, I feel like, closer to how JT Compher fit with those two.
Yeah.
Except it's not going to be 16 minutes a night. It's going to be 8.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit
back. I love the fourth line. I love it. So
I mean, really, the entire bottom 6 I'm a fan of. The only issue that I have is like the third line might be, I don't know how that works out defensively.
They didn't look very good in the preseason. Defensively, I thought they were fine. It's just not a whole lot happened when they were on the ice.
Yeah, I think they're still gelling as like a line. They're all so new. I wonder what it's going to be like for these opposing teams. You're going to have it is kind of like that. Just like whatever team they play, if you're a defenseman going back to get the puck, you're not having a good time because you have. I mean, if you split up Nichushkin and Lehkonen, then you got Nichushkin, Lehkonen, Wood, and then you got O'Connor.
Yeah, you turn your back. You've got Miles Wood coming to truck you.
He'll kill you.
Well, I don't think he's good, but he can do that. He can run into you.
He's good at that. Hound.
So, and then the other guys, it's obviously a little different, but Cogliano, LOC, very intelligent on the forecheck. Olofsson as well. Valnichushin's the best forechecker in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Lekkonen's very good at it. So like you can
Lekkonen's
start
like
to
a
see,
hybrid between a Nichushkin and like
right,
an O'Connor. Like he's smart, but he's a
right,
little bit more
little less heavy. Than,
yeah.
Than Nichushkin, a little heavier than O'Connor, but yeah, I mean it's like it's just going to be really hard to play against, and I feel like they're going to create a lot more off of
forechecks,
forechecking and counterattack.
Yeah,
It's going to be they're still going to want to have the puck the whole game, and they're going to succeed at that, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be like it was where they're just the other team is not going to be able to get out of their zone. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see because I think the first line is definitely going to do like I don't think they're going to like shy away from cycling the puck, but I feel like they're going to do a lot more kind of like run and gun style. Whereas the bottom 9, so to speak, is going to be a little bit more of a calculated like cycle the puck.
Honestly, I feel like if Lekkonen and Nichushkin are split, it's going to be 2 lines where it's just going to be run and gun, carry it through. Like,
I just don't know.
We don't want to dump it in,
I just don't know how much that's going to work with Johansson since he's a little bit slower.
I think it'd be fine because I feel like he's just a smart player where
he's just the trailer kind of.
You kind of saw it with Lars Eller last year, and obviously Johansson's much more skilled than Lars Eller, but it worked with Lars Eller. Just having a slower guy and being that run and gun, like he was fine at it.
You sit back and you observe and
and like you have guys that can carry the puck for you on every line. Like Tatar likes to have the puck, Ross Colton likes to have it. Miles Wood with his breakaways, and then you go up the lineup, like it's just like all these guys just have the puck. They, and I feel like there's not, and I feel like it's not,
it's pretty much it's just the fourth line who's just the fourth line carries the puck by dumping it and then just going.
Freddie Olofsson, I'm telling you, guy's gonna score 15 goals. He's gonna score 15 goals.
All right,
Freddie Olofsson is,
that's a bold take.
If he plays all the games, he's gonna play. He's gonna score 15 goals. The guy is good.
I hope it works out.
He's got skills.
Be nice to have a little bit more solidity.
The guy's good, and he's gonna be good on the PK too. So is Ross Colton. He's gonna learn how to PK, and he's gonna be good at it.
Yeah. There was the one shift of Ryan Johansson on the PK where someone just walked the line and he's so tall that he just poked the puck out. He just reached past him.
No, he's not going to play PK
in
the regular season, but in the preseason, that was fun.
It was fun. That's why being tall. Sam Girard's going to be a dope penalty killer.
He already is.
Yeah. But people are going to realize it, I feel like.
He's the best PK guy they have. He's actually better than Taves.
Probably, yeah.
On paper. But like Taves, Taves is elite at it. It's just
I know Taves gets a little bit lost on the PK sometimes.
I don't know about that.
Like not like constantly. I know like I don't know if it was minutes last year or something, but I noticed that happened to him a little bit more than usual, where he kind of gets
just like mistakes happened a little bit more to him in general. Last year.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we've kind of talked about the third line. I mean, the third line. How would you be surprised to see all 3 of them hit 20 goals?
Yes, I think Miles Wood is not hitting 20 goals.
Really? He had 17 goals in 55 games a few years ago in the Devils.
Before he tore his ACL.
Was his ACL?
Or his hip or something.
I thought it was his hip.
Yeah, it was his hip. I'm mixing up players.
I mean, he had 13 last year.
Yeah, and
he had 19 with the Devils once. Goddamn.
I think he'll sit around there, and then I do think Colton and Tatar are both going to score more than 20. And then I think also, I think Johansson's going to score 70 points.
70 points.
Because I think he's going to be a power play merchant, and I think he's
gonna get that bumper.
He's going to get that bumper, and he's a right-handed shot. Remember how they love the righty there?
Yeah.
And it's not JT Coffer anymore.
Someone who can actually shoot the puck well.
Uh-huh. So no,
Um,
I think he's going to be 70 points, and then I think Lehkonen will be right at around 60. I think Val's going to be at around 60, and McKinnon 130, Miko about 100.
I think Val gets 70.
He could very easily.
He was so good last year. Like literally, the fact that he was what was he at last year? He was at 47 points through 53 games, and
Yeah.
like 30 of those games were on a bum ankle. Like you telling me that guy can't handle 70
more than
points?
30. It was like 40. It was honestly like
It was a lot.
it was like, wasn't it like 40, 42, 43 games on a bum
Yeah.
ankle? Because he played like 10 healthy games.
And like you look at his like stats, and they're not very much different from their. He actually got worse from the year before.
It's just play driving.
13%.
It's just play driving, and the defensive impact he had dropped just a little bit.
Yeah, but
he did a good job to finish. So
I mean, we saw him in the preseason game. He looks like a monster again.
He did look like a monster. Yeah.
All right, and then I mean, talk about the top 6. I don't really know. I mean,
just a bunch of good players.
Yeah. Well,
and Jonathan Drouin's going to be nasty.
My one issue with that top line of Rantanen, McKinnon, of Duran is that there is no defense.
They'll change. I mean, it's Jared Bednar. The lines will be different a week into the season.
How many different line combinations do we see in game 1?
By Halloween, we're going to see Ross Colton with Nathan McKinnon for a game. I'm just saying. It's going to be weird. And they're going to find what works. And I honestly think that what ends up working is going to be a little bit different than what people think. I think eventually either Drouin or Lehkonen finds themselves on the third line, and Tatar finds himself with Johansson and Nichushkin. That's what I think is going to happen.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just don't think the third line is going to work the best together. Because I
it does.
Like it's a lot of samey guys.
It does feel kind of like a little island of misfit toys. Like they had everybody else kind of where they wanted, and they were like, "Okay, these are all the guys we brought in during free agency. You're on a line together. Here you go. Have fun."
Exactly. So, I think one of the guys in the top 6 right now, one of the wingers, probably Lehkonen or Drouin, will find themselves on the third line with Wood and Colton.
I have a feeling that third line's going to get quite a few minutes, though. That's going to be
I just don't know how it's going to go. I feel like they're just going to roll. They're going to roll lines at 5v5 for sure.
For the most
because
part,
why not? It's just such an advantage with the amount of depth you have. Like, roll them.
And most of those players, like, we know what Jared Bednar likes.
Yeah, I mean, you get into these situations, you get into the playoffs. You're playing your top 2 lines the same amount at 5v5, and then the third line and the fourth line will get what they get.
Right.
That's what he loves to do. He's done it forever. So
yeah, I feel like he might start getting away from his habit of using the fourth line as like a third line, kind of, because I feel like before you had a third line with like Alex Newhook and like a little bit of soft, like Dennis Mulligan, like some softer guys, and I feel like he wants to get those more.
Well, and what does he also did last year that frustrated me was he'd play the fourth line 4 minutes.
Yeah.
When it was a bunch of AHL guys, but like he just can't do that, and I think he knows. And
I hope he's learned
in the past that he likes to roll. He likes to roll lines at 5v5 when they have the depth. So,
when Ben Myers and Riley Tough to get called up, give them their minutes.
I also think Jack Johnson's not going to play very much on defense.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be like about 10 minutes.
However long the 5 guys in front of him stay healthy, he should be playing as few minutes as possible. Now, I'm not saying like don't play him, because you shouldn't be like, especially early in the season, you don't want to overwork Cale Makar and Devon Taves. You don't want to like push Josh Manson too hard, but
absolutely.
So yeah. Okay. Is there anything else on the forward core you want to touch with, or should we move to the
No, I think we should move to the defense.
defense?
I like who's at my door. Hi.
It's Jack Johnson.
Yeah, I wish.
Just Jack Johnson.
So where were we? Defense. Yes.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson, I feel like is going to be fine.
We've talked about Jack Johnson.
He's going to play less.
Yeah. Yeah. What did he play last year?
Because they're really good at rolling 5. Because you're going to see Gerard Manson. You're going to see Gerard. You're going to see Gerard Byram. You're going to see Byram Manson. You're going to see Byram Makar. You're going to see Taves Gerard. You're going to see Taves Manson. You're going to see all these guys playing with each other.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot. Do you think at some point in the season we see Bowen Byram up with Cale Makar for like an extended period of time, or do you think they just roll?
I mean, it just depends on what's working, right? Because if Taves Makar, well, we know Taves Makar is just going to roll, right?
Yeah.
But it depends on what the other guys look like. Because if Sam Gerard starts struggling, that's when I think you put him with Taves. Because we've seen Taves Gerard rolls at about 60% expected goals, right? And Byron Makar also rolls at about 60%. It's just that Taves and Makar are so good together that you can't, you just don't want to split it up, right?
Right.
So if the bottom 4 guys can hold their own, then I don't think you'll see Taves Makar split. But if they start to struggle, then I think that's when you do it.
Okay. So here's another question I have: who's like the, I don't know, bigger X factor in the decor, Bowen Byram or Sam Gerard?
I think it's pretty clearly Beau for me, because we know who Sam Gerard is. He's a 5 to 10 goal, 50-point guy who's really good at the PK, and he's going to play 20 minutes a night for you on your second pair, and he's just going to be great, right? He's Sam Gerard.
We have
but
seen
Bowen Byram. We
haven't
seen Bowen Byram. I mean, yeah, Sam Gerard. He goes through the month where he looks terrible and gets no points, but that's just on par for the course. But Bowen Byram, we've never seen him play a fully healthy season.
It's true.
And we saw when he gets into that groove like he did in the playoffs. Better watch it.
I mean, dude had 10 goals last year, and he didn't even play. Like,
he
played well, but he didn't play nearly that well.
Good. Yeah.
It
was
a bit of a sophomore slump.
It's like, are you serious? Like, you played so well in the playoffs, and this is how you look? Like, it wasn't bad or anything, but it was just a little disappointing.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I have no reason to believe that that'll continue. I think it's only up from here if he's healthy.
Did you already touch on your Cale Makar prediction, or do we need that?
Oh, I think it's go time.
Go time.
He needs
How
to get
many
healthy.
awards does Cale Makar win?
He needs to get healthy, but I have a feeling that there could be a Hart Trophy in his future. There could be another Conn Smythe Trophy in his future.
Cale Makar will be the first defenseman to win the Selke.
No, yeah.
They're just going to look at his point totals and be like, that guy's a forward. We'll give him the Selke.
That guy's a forward, yeah. You're going to be like, 30 goals, 65 assists? That's a forward, right?
This must be wrong. This is a forward. It says defenseman. No, this is actually a forward.
Well, and I'm excited to see him when he's not having to PK for 3 minutes every game, too. He can not be on that unit.
Yeah.
He can rest. The robot can have time to turn off on the bench. It can, twist the little key back here.
Cookie.
You twist the little key back there. He can just turn off for a second. Yeah, and then they'll turn him back on, Yeah. He can eat his little stroopwafel.
Yeah. It pissed me off so much when everybody called that a cookie. It's like,
it's a stroopwafel.
Yeah, it's a stroopwafel. Come on. It's actually like a stinger. I don't know. Stinger waffle? It's like,
It's a healthy stroopwafel.
Yeah. And then goalies. Talk about goalies now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. So the Avs just claimed Prosvetov today, who is good, and he will be their backup to start the year. He's a good young goalie, and he's a guy that they've seen because they've played against him a lot for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like a game a year. You just get Ivan Prosvetov in net, and you're like, okay, and then he plays well. So
what's up, dude?
Exactly. So I think it'll be fine. He's been good for them in the AHL too. So
Yeah.
and then
Who?
Alexander Georgiev might win the Vezina. Like he's ridiculously good. So
Yeah, he's very high on some Alexander Georgiev. So Prosvetov wore 50 before. Is there any other goalies? Oh, Trent Miner technically wore 50.
Yeah.
But he never
Interesting.
dressed, so I don't know if that really counts.
Right. But yeah, I mean they're good. The Avs are good. And the goalies are good. Alexander Georgiev is on Vezina watch for me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the biggest
because I think he was really good last year, but you can just tell like there's more in there. So
yeah. There were definitely some stretches where he was getting used to being a starter. Maybe he's got
sure,
and maybe he doesn't switch his pads this time. Fucking
yeah,
pissing me off. Stupid pad changing. He only got bad when he changed his pads.
it's true. He did have some good games though in those pads.
He did, just not enough. All right, so now want to do a little bit of predictions.
Yeah, I mean,
We kind of already have.
I just don't see how. I just don't see how any other team beats this team in the playoffs if they're even close to healthy. Like
if they're firing at all cylinders,
they're just so nasty and they're so heavy now. And they're so heavy now, like they're just fast, heavy, and skilled, and they have the best defense in the league, and they've got a top 7 goalie. Like they're just really good, and I don't know how they do in the regular season. They could start slow with all the new guys. They could not.
Yeah.
But they're gonna win the division unless they're brutally injured, which could happen. Hopefully, it doesn't. But
yeah, if that happens again and Dallas stays healthy, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah.
All right, let's. No, that was the fun part. Now, okay, what we got one more prediction, then we're gonna do some hot takes. All right, this is going to become a tradition. Okay.
Okay.
We kind of nailed the deadline last year when we said
Did we? You said Nick Bonino.
I said Nick Bonino, someone from the Sharks. It was someone from the Sharks.
It was Matt Nieto.
And then we said Jack Johnson. I think we name dropped Jack Johnson. We name dropped Jack Johnson for a while.
All right, so we're giving our deadline picks again.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, pick. I think they're gonna need a defenseman for sure. So I would be on the lookout for. Who would I be on the lookout for? Who's bad and has good defensemen? I mean, like, I'd keep an eye out on. I have to go to the Cap Friendly really quick, but there's just a guy that stands out.
That's what I'm doing. I'm on Cap Friendly. Let's see.
There's a guy that stands out though to me. It just depends on if his deal expires, and it does not. So never mind. I was gonna say Jan Ruda from the Sharks.
Oh yeah.
But his deal does not expire, so
make that deal make that team even worse.
Yeah. Just because he's a righty and he's good, so I guess we'll keep thinking.
Yeah, I'm trying to find defense. All right. I'm doing a cap friendly search. Let me see what we got here. So Brent Seabrook is still retires this year.
Oh yeah, that's always a good one.
Jake Buzzin just retired.
Jake Muzzin did retire today. Yeah.
One dude I think I could see them pulling out is maybe Brady Shea.
That's a pretty big deal if they do it.
5.25, yeah, but they could eat half maybe. It depends on how long Frankie's out.
Yeah. And I feel like they like trading in the West a little bit more, which is weird to me.
Bring back Big Z, Nikita Zadorov.
All of Arizona's defensemen are on 1-year deals, so I could definitely see like a Troy Stetcher happening. I would also keep an eye on Jason Zucker at the deadline.
Zucker, okay.
He's on a 1-year deal for them, and he's really good. So I would keep an eye out on him if they feel like they want to add a top 6 guy.
Just do a retread from last year, bring back Eric Johnson.
You honestly, like, if Buffalo's not very good, which I don't think that's going to happen, but they could do that. But yeah, I would keep an eye on Arizona for that.
Ilya Lyubushkin's on a 1-year deal in Anaheim. I could see.
I think Ilya Lyubushkin sucks, and I think they think that too. So
maybe. Look, I'm just saying, Nikita Zadorov expires next year.
Fair. I would say watch out for Alex Carrier.
Could you imagine that Nikita Zadorov and Josh Manson on the same blue line?
That would be fun. It would be a lot of mistakes, but it would be fun.
that would be the most up and down thing ever. You get like one game where it's like it's incredible. They're just destroying everybody, and then there's one game where
they're punching faces and stuff.
And then there's one game where you want them both to be sat, and you're rolling 4 defensemen.
Right. I would also say keep an eye on the Winnipeg blue line. There's always Brendan Dillon and Dylan DeMello.
I wonder how interested the Coyotes are in flipping Sean Dursey. I'd be a little bit surprised.
Yeah, same. But yeah, that would surprise me.
Yeah. Did you say Dante Fabro already?
I did not say Dante Fabro.
He's young, so they might want to keep him, but
I said
he hasn't really fit their window. Carrier,
I think he's good. He's kind of soft though, which they might not like.
Yeah, especially as a bottom kind of guy, they might.
Right. Sebastian Aho from the Isles isn't too bad of.
Yeah, but the Islanders don't do moves. Moves aren't their thing, right?
True. Philly. Sean Walker's pretty good. That's about all I got there. Nick Steeler's not too bad.
Yeah.
Give you a couple more guys, and then we'll give our official predictions. I should have done homework on this before. Detroit. Is there anyone on Detroit? Nah. Shane Gostisbehere, but he's not very good.
He did pretty good last year.
Montreal. I don't like any of you. Ottawa. Bunch of baddies. Maybe Tampa if they're bad, which could happen. They have Calvin DeHaan. So there's a guy. But no, I think my official prediction is going to be watch out for Jason Zucker. And I would also say my official defenseman prediction is going to be my official defenseman prediction. It's tough.
It's hard.
Yeah, I'll just say Dylan DeMello if the Jets are bad.
Dylan DeMello.
If the Jets are bad, only if the Jets are bad.
Only if the Jets are bad. Only if the Jets are bad. Okay. Boy, this is tough. I don't know. I do kind of like your Sebastian Aho pick, but I just don't. The Islanders never do anything every year.
Right.
It's so frustrating. Hmm. I can see them trading for Nick Seeler.
Yeah.
I think, dude. I feel like every year it's like, what defenseman from the Flyers should they trade for?
I don't like any of those blurs.
Oh, that's the thing. Is it's always like, I'm gonna say your Troy Stetcher. I think it's Troy Stetcher, but
Could
man, but
be.
I just don't think he.
He's
I just
fine.
don't think he really fits like what they'd want. There's not a lot of dudes on expiring deals that are like that like really fit.
Yeah.
What they want. Like the closest, like the only dude that I could really think of that they might, the defenseman that I'm really like, I don't know, whatever happens with Ethan Bear, maybe.
Sure.
But, yeah, I don't really have like a lot of.
Yeah, Ethan Bear always.
A lot of ideas.
Always there.
Shoot. Oh well. But for like maybe a forward, I don't know. What's a good 4C option that's out there? I should bring that list back up.
I mean, there's always 4Cs, right?
Yeah, you just gotta
So.
find them. All right, let me update these results really quick. Let me look. All right.
Adam Henrique
run it back. Nick Bonino.
Yeah. Adam Henrique has 1 year left still. Just, he's out there.
Run it back. I remember when everybody thought they were going to trade for him last year.
Then he got hurt.
Yeah.
If the Sharks are bad, which they're the worst team, I think, maybe ever constructed. Nah, their forwards all suck.
Jason Dickinson, maybe?
Kevin LeBanc wouldn't be too bad, even though he's not a center.
Yeah.
Just as like a middle six guy. He plays hard. Thinking Seattle's not very good, so they've got a lot of medium forwards as we learned last year.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of. I mean, he's got a no trade clause. Yeah, bring back Mr. Peb.
Alex Wenberg is a good center.
I
really like him.
He's got no trade clause though. I don't know how extensive it is, but okay, yeah.
Right. So I would keep an eye on him. I would also keep an eye because Vancouver always sells a guy. So Teddy Bluger from Vancouver.
Yeah, that was the guy that I was thinking of.
Yeah, and then they just signed Sam Lafferty, so there's another guy.
Yeah,
those are just like some depth guys. Yeah, I get. I just keep coming back to Jason Zucker. I think he would be so nice for the Avs, and I don't think he's going to cost like a ton. I think he'll cost a pretty penny just because
he's a good player.
He's a good player, but I don't think it's going to be more than like a first round pick and like a B prospect.
Yeah, especially with retention because his deal's a little
steep. I don't think he would have to be one of the Avs' best prospects with that first round pick to get him. So.
Yeah.
And it obviously depends on the year he has, but I just think he's good. So
yeah, and in Arizona, I don't know if I'd read it unless he looks slow and terrible and just apathetic.
Which he's not. He's not slow and terrible.
Yeah, he's not even that old. He's barely.
He's 31.
He's 30. Yeah. Okay, so let's get some hot takes. Give me a few hot takes.
Okay, well I already said one.
Some hot takes
was. What? Freddie Olofsson, 15 goals.
15 goals, that was a hot take.
Yeah.
My hot take is Miles Wood, 20 goals.
Okay. My other hot take is Alex Georgiev, Vezina.
Okay.
Winner.
What's another good hot take for me?
Who's your Conn Smythe winner? If they win it.
My Conn Smythe winner. I kind of since we're doing hot takes, I want to give like a spicy one, but I don't know. I kind of think it'll be Nate this time. I think he's like Mikko. You think it'll be Mikko? I think But every time Mikko does good in the playoffs, the Avs don't. So when he does good, they're not going to win. But when he does less good, I don't
It's
know.
all going to change.
Watch out for that. Guy scores 7 goals in a series and they don't win it. I don't get it.
Watch out for that guy.
If that's not a curse, I don't know what is.
That dude.
You know what's the real hot take? Gabe Landeskog for Conn Smythe comes back.
Oh my goodness. I can't even say his name anymore without crying. So
it kind of hurts to even talk about that. I have a picture of him on my wall. I take it down and I look at it and cry on it.
I was choosing my jersey to wear to the preseason game the other day, and I just saw 92.
Yeah, I got my jerseys and like I got my Team Sweden of his, and it kind of just sticks out. Let's see if it shows up. My stupid closet door is like, you can kind of see it right there, the yellow. Right there.
I see the yellow. Yeah.
Everywhere, it's like the Spider-Man one. Everywhere I go.
Yeah. Anyway, any more hot takes?
I just think Nate's gonna, if they win this year. Yeah, this is just gonna be wire-to-wire dominance for Nathan MacKinnon. What's one more hot take that I have? My other hot take is that Bowen Byram is going to be a point-per-game player. And he's going to play over half the season.
I think Bowen Byram will be like 50 to 60 point pace. 20 goal pace, though. I think Kel McCarr scores 30 goals.
That'd be pretty sick.
It would be pretty sick. Anyway.
Yeah,
I have to get out of here. I have chem homework.
Yeah, I have an article to write. So,
there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's hockey season, folks. Next time we'll see you, it's going to be post-game report, post-game podcast.
It's going to be a post-game. It's going to be a late night, but it's going to be fun.
We did find out that it is Brendan Burke on the call, so.
And Panger, yes.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Very happy about that.
Panger's interesting. Usually, as long as they're not playing the Blues, it's fine.
He glazes the Avs, so it's fine.
Well, yeah, it's just when they play the Blues and they have Jordan Binnington in that.
True. He glazes Jordan Binnington.
Loves Jordan Binnington. All right. Well, we'll see you after hopefully the first win of the season. It's hockey time, baby.